Welcome back to Pendragon, the Glass Cannon Network. We've got a lot to get through today, so we're not going to bother with any preambles or anything like that. We're getting straight to it. There is no interesting, fun Glass Cannon style preamble. All right, nothing at all.
No bant.
Joe,
Nope.
it's
called Bant, Brian. It's called Bant.
Bant.
Which is short for banter.
Deprive these viewers of.
Funny thing happened while I was making my eggs this morning, and then we could do that for 20-ish minutes, and then we can get into the game.
You heard about this?
Paula, do you have a green room humor?
Did you hear about this?
No.
Wait, no. I do have one quick thing before we jump into this.
Yeah, please.
I want to do a plug for projects that two people on this call have been working on. One is Paula Deming is currently she does a show called Gallifrey Gals on YouTube. And they're doing Blackadder right now. They're doing a watch through of Blackadder. They're
watching
season 1 right
Blackadder for the first time. And yes, we're starting on the first series, which everyone's like, don't watch that one, but we're doing it, so get over it.
I appreciate your commitment to thoroughness.
Thank you.
I'm the biggest Blackadder fan in the world, and it's great to watch you guys. I'm very excited that you guys are doing that.
Yay! Thanks,
so
Kay.
Watch that, Gallifrey Gals, Kat. And then the other thing, I've been playing a ton of Cyberpunk 2077.
Nice.
And my YouTube algorithm is aware of this. And so a couple days ago, what popped up is actual play session that Noura did with Mike Pondsmith running it.
Yes.
From like 4 years ago, which I've totally forgotten you had done. And I'm a massive Mike Pondsmith fan. I think he's one of the like Mount Rushmore guys of gaming for me.
Very much so.
And that was awesome. So look that up. Like that's really great too. You guys playing Cyberpunk Red, I think it was awesome.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm done.
I could have sworn one of those two was going to be like Brian's open mic this Saturday night. But that's okay. That's cool. We're not, some of us aren't as involved in each other's lives as we'd like to be. That's cool. Anyway, yeah. All right, how's everyone doing? We're okay?
I'm ready.
Yeah. We're here for Pendragon. And look, I'm going to front load this. It's our last episode. If you want to see more of this at some point, the best way, one of the only ways, is to go to chaosium.com and buy some sweet, sweet swag using the code PENCANNON2. You can, if you just want to try something before you buy it, you can buy the PDF with that code. And then if you decide you want to upgrade to the hardcover, like when you buy the PDF, it comes with a discount code for the price of the PDF off the hardcover. So you can start reading right away. And if you're not sure about it, you can dive into it.
The coolest deal in the entire
stuff.
world. And I wish everyone would do that. Like, what? I love that.
Yeah. We've all got our books. You can get your books. And also, if you want to support the Glass Cannon more directly, you can go to, is it jointhenaish.org.eu. What is it?
.org.
.gov.
.gov. It's .gov.
We want to make it as easy on the listener as possible. Yes. Go to jointhenaish.com and you can subscribe to hear this in an audio-only form if you'd like to take it and travel with it and listen to it anywhere. Yeah, it has its own feed. It's its own podcast essentially there. So you could check that out there. Plus thousands and thousands of hours of other games.
And there are like multiple tiers, right, that unlock more content depending on the tier you're in, right? So if you just, again, similar to the PDF thing, if you just want to dip your toe in and listen to it, you can get the lower tier.
You can get a free trial. Use code GCN30 and you get 30 days for free. Access to everything.
Do it.
And if you listen to everything, it would probably not even possible to listen to everything in 30 days, right? But
not possible.
That would be...
I think that this is, by the way, just to highlight what you said earlier, this is insane if you think about it. If you really enjoy this show, if you enjoy what Brian is doing, if you enjoy the game that we're all playing and you want to see more of it, you don't even have to give us any money.
Not a red cent.
You just have to exchange your legal tender for something of even more value than that tender, Pendragon books, and play Pendragon with your friends. And then you get more of this show. Am I crazy? Or does that not sound like an amazing
really good value
You're making money off the deal, audience member.
Yeah, seriously.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. That sounds insane to me.
People who have already used the code can come into the comments right now and tell you, yes, they actually have received more back in value than what they spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Your friends will thank you for running them through Pendragon. I'm telling you.
I should have got from my shelf behind me that no one can ever see. I can do this. No, it's not going to work. I've got a big shelf of all my role-playing game books. There's 3 more
nice.
pages of that. Anyway, you can't see the whole thing. But I should have got one from like a competing company and been like, "Has this ever happened to you?" And like fumbled the book and thrown it all over. You should get Pendragon instead.
Cyberpunk.
There's got to be a better
way. All right. Okay. Grim and Gritty is the name of the game here in the Glass Cannon Network for Your Pendragon May Vary. And right now, Sir Caradoc tastes the metallic twinge of blood in his mouth. His assailants look down on him, brandishing their stone-filled sacks. In the half-light, you can barely see their faces. And they look down upon you, grimacing, one foot upon your chest. How are you going to make this right, sir? And just while Skid is considering his options, I will ask Dame Safina, Dame Fiona, and Sequegan to please make awareness rolls.
I should really upgrade my awareness skill at some point.
Yeah, same.
Because I
should have done that. It seems it's
still
one of
a
the
5?
less sexy options on the sheet there, but it's
How many points have you
pretty
put
useful.
into Orate? Sorry, Skid?
Yeah, I invested heavily in Orate.
Yeah. Well, now's
I
the
could
time.
do I could do like what Bart did with Sideshow Bob. I could just make him. I could
the
just
HMS
do
Pinafore.
all of HMS Pinafore.
We're Sally Ocean
to
Blue.
buy time.
Yeah. We'll distract you.
I failed big time.
Me too. 17.
Me too.
Sequegan?
I also rolled a 17.
We're
2
distracting
under 9.
each other.
Oh, okay.
I have put some points into awareness specifically to save Caradoc's life.
Okay. So, we're doing some time dilation here. It's an old GM trick where you say a few seconds earlier, Sequegan, you were at sort of around the fire, remember? Yeah, and you just hear from a distance, from wherever the shit pits are, or where you go to dig and squat and bury. You hear just like Skid, what do they hear? What noise would you make if you got swatted over the side of the head with a sack full of stone while you were dropping trow?
Say, I can't wait to relieve myself. Oh, what was that? Stones? Oh, this is
You hear something of. You
Why
hear
did
some
you hit
strange
me in the
noises.
head?
Yeah, why did you hit me in the head? I certainly hope that my friends come and rescue me soon, because this is less than ideal.
On the eve of battle, no less. On the eve of battle.
Oh, boy.
And Skid, you did take some damage at the end of the last episode, right? How much was that?
I did.
I made one of the other players roll it, I think. It's one of my that's
did.
another fun
That's
GM
right.
trick. You absolve yourself of guilt.
I took 8 hit points of damage.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
you've written
that
that
was
down as a
me.
wound on your character
Yes.
sheet. 'Cause remember, we track it. And have you written a fun name for the wound? Like
I'm going to call it
Good.
brained by stone on toilet.
okay, there you go. How'd you get that one? Well,
Stoned on
Well,
toilet.
it's a funny story.
so Sequegan, you hear some noises of scuffle from out in the darkness. And you probably don't hear it straight away again because everyone's sort of murmuring and talking and being somber.
Yeah, everybody's
and-
talking. So I watched a little bit of I didn't see the original Daredevil series, but I saw a little bit of the new one that came out. It's like
That is
Born
not
Again.
what I thought you were going to reference in this moment.
It has there's amazing sound editing in it because like he'll be talking to someone and then because his sense of hearing is so incredible, he'll like hear something that like happens in the distance and it'll overtake in the sound mix and it does it in such a cool way. So like I imagine he's sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden just like kind of like loud and clear you hear this like boom thud and then like these like intense voices murmuring on the wind and it's just like his head snaps and he stands up from whatever little log he's standing on. He turns and like peers into the darkness, his eyes already sort of fouled up from looking into firelight, and he's waiting for them to adjust as he follows these sounds, and he's going to just grab his sword. I mean, he knows that Caradoc walked off that way, right? I mean, he stood up from talking with us to go take a leak, and he stands up, he pulls out his sword, and he just starts slowly walking into the woods. And it's just
You
like...
probably have to stand on top of the log to get a good
Beam, essentially,
right,
yeah.
Sorry.
That was a really
Can't set me
good
off like that.
Insulting
description, though.
players, another fun GM trick, Brian?
I think you'll find I was
I think to
insulting your
try.
character. That's not the.
Well, I don't
Realize-
separate the two, and that's why I'm a bad player.
I'm a bad player.
I could have done a Troy Laverly and been like, "Oh, Joe, are you going to get a man's haircut next time?" Or
Yeah, this is. You just have to remember how much nicer he is than.
Yes, yeah,
Troy.
that's right. Relatively.
That's all right.
It's
so
not
then you
his
start
fault.
walking off into the
All right,
darkness.
yes.
Vegan.
Fine. I'll do a roll to climb up a log that's on its side.
Okay.
Just scramble over
Give me
it.
a balance roll. See if you can actually make it on top of the log.
He'll step over the log. He draws out his sword, hunches down a little bit, and just says, "Caradoc, you all right?" Calling like into the woods as he starts walking.
And you, Sir Caradoc, you hear that call from a slight distance, just as these guys ask you that question. How are you going to make this right, sir?
Caradoc, you all right?
Well, I don't respond well to violence. except by yelling. Ah! Please,
The guy
let me
pushed his
finish
foot
doing
towards
this, and
you.
then we can talk about compensation.
The guy pushed his foot closer to your throat, so you better pipe down or I'll give you another thrashing. Empty your pockets, give us what you got you owe me for my sheeps.
So I'm unarmed, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you take a sword to the bathroom? I mean,
I
what's the worst that
probably
could happen?
don't take my arming sword to make water. So
No.
I would like to
Nice.
I'd like to do a brawling roll.
Sure.
I want to, take this guy's foot, twist it, jujitsu him down onto the mud with
Jason
me.
Bourne.
Yeah,
Wait, how
exactly.
many people are there right now? Is it more than one guy?
I think it's
with skin?
11.
3 guys.
It's 11 guys?
11.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I've
3
got my
guys,
notes
okay,
wrong.
that's
There's
what I was
11 guys that are all like,
It's
Making
a
a
whole
man.
team of guys.
The sheep
Yeah.
had a lot of
And-
friends.
yeah.
Emptying his pockets before emptying his bowels. How or not his
Yeah.
bladder. Very, very rude, sir. You went out there to do. I'm not your mother.
All right, so what is your brawling? So make a
My brawling
roll.
is 10.
Okay, make a roll.
Does this guy sound Saxon at all?
Saxon and all.
Does he have
He does not.
Devotion.
It's not.
Does he have the
If
wilting-
he was Saxon, it would have come up in the winter phase when you met. I would have been like, and it would have been
Man,
like,
he's a
you know,
Saxon.
Yeah, I guess I can't use a passion on this. Okay.
Damn.
the old fitty.
All right. I'm going to try to judo him down to the ground.
Oh,
12 over 10.
Oh, that's a shame. You're so
Again,
close.
you need those 2 luck points.
you grab
See?
his.
That don't exist
you,
in this game.
You grab at his foot, and he beats you again, and you take 1 more hit point of damage.
Okay.
Boof! And I assume you let out a loud cry
Yeah.
when that happens. Now, Dame Fiona and Dame Safina, you were obviously sat around the same campfire as Sir Quegan when he got up and walked away. But Sir Quegan, you now hear more cries of
Yeah,
pain.
so he'll pick up his pace. He's already got his sword drawn, and he's sort of like moving through the underbrush, trying to get a look at what's going on here, and he'll
and you
pick
can
up his
close
pace.
the distance, not too short a fashion. But Dame Safina, Dame Fiona, what would you like to do? Because all you've seen, you haven't heard the cries. You've just seen Sir Quegan basically, get up and wander away.
And so
With
he's
his sword
wandered
drawn.
away with his sword drawn. And it's been a minute, and so we might be in the middle of. And then he said, "I don't know you, madam. Can you believe that?"
I cannot
And then-
believe that he
Hang on.
That's Quegan walking away with his sword drawn.
Is that
Where's he going?
where's he going?
Should we follow? Seems like
Yeah, just
strange.
draws a sword.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Pick
drawing
up
their
my
swords. And then the
spear.
knights sitting here see you two stand up drawing your swords. Oh, bloody hell, all right, get into it. So they're all drawing their swords. But Sir Quegan, you are first on the scene. And you see, because these guys are not expecting anyone else to come because they are criminal masterminds. And they've just beaten Sir Caradoc again with the stone sack. I said, how are you going to make this right? Empty your pockets. Go on. Stop your squealing like a stuck pig or I'll give you something to squeal about.
Okay, Dad. I'm sorry.
All right, and then you
Sorry.
hear Quegan's
that
voice.
That did ruin the atmosphere.
You hear Quegan's voice, cut through the air, suddenly out of nowhere, and you just hear him say, "Get your foot off his neck." And if they turn and look, they'll see his sword is up, pointed at one of them from some distance away.
Mm-hmm. And these guys not only see you, Sir Quegan, who's bathed with the firelight behind you, but they also see Dame Safina and Dame Fiona marching, and then the other knights all drawing their swords. They look, "Oh, bloody hell, get out of here, quick, quick!" And they drop their stone sacks. One of them falls onto your crutch, Sir Caradoc. And so you can howl again if you'd like. No hit points. It just falls on you. Yeah.
So rude.
And he says, "This ain't over." And they turn and they run away into the woods.
Caradoc, are you all right?
Oh,
Your face is bleeding.
terrible blow to the head I've suffered. 2, in fact. Should I track those separately? Can I stop? Really?
You just. I think you're technically supposed to track them separately. Yes. The second one was like to your ribcage or something. Yeah.
One far worse than the other, but yes, let them go.
What is this world coming to? These brigands put their hands on a knight? Unthinkable.
Well,
Did you know them?
yes, they were familiar. They were men who suffered the brunt, the narrow end of the stick of my judgment. But little did they know that my stick has a strap. And I can hold the stick by the strap and swing it at their head with judgment brought down as if from heaven with violence, but I choose not to. I think I've suffered a concussion. I'm very sorry.
Caradoc, your poetry is slipping
go to sleep.
as of late.
I really should have
Let's
studied
get back to the
warfare
fire
more
and
than
take a look at this
poetry.
head to see if it's still bleeding. This way.
Wish we had a Medicae.
Yeah. If anyone would like to.
Sorry,
do
there was no time for medic
We
beds.
didn't have time for medicine.
There's no time for it. We had to do the blessing.
We had to do. I had to talk
I'm
to
sure
the
we-
druid.
That was cool though. If someone would like to, they can bring you back there. Either one of you can do a first aid roll.
Yeah, I could try if I see what's going on.
Well, we'll get him over to the fire, show Dame Safina the back of your head, and it's probably a wound back there.
I have a lump, Safina. Can you help me?
What is this from?
I'm so dizzy. It was a sheep owner. What's the word? One who owns sheep.
Oh yes, sheep
yes.
peddlers.
Caradoc, shepherd.
Shepherd?
Is that what you're trying
Is
to...
that right? That doesn't sound right.
Oh, it's far worse than I thought.
So,
Yeah,
Dame
don't-
Safina, you must choose which of the 2 wounds you would like to administer first aid to, either the head
he's
wound
got-
or the ribcage wound.
The rib cage. Okay, so I'll try the head wound first.
This
And
is
he's-
not good.
This
Before
is worse. This is worse than I thought. And she will put her hands on his head and just say like a quick prayer before she addresses to try to whatever before I make this roll.
Okay. Well, so you're making a first aid roll. Yeah.
First aid roll.
Okay.
And I rolled a 4 under 8.
Oh, you succeeded.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wow.
So Caradoc, you regain hit points equal to your healing rate, up to the total value of the healed wound. So the wound is, so you can reduce the value, the damage of that wound from, I think it was, did you say it was 8?
It's 8.
8. So it
And my
goes down
healing
to
rate
5.
is 3.
Yeah, so it goes down to 5, and also your total hit points are also go up by
Right.
3. But that
Amazing.
wound is still there because it will slowly heal.
Yeah.
And then she has
everybody.
her
Check your
hands over his head. It's Shepherd. He's herding sheep.
Shep heard what? I don't understand what you're saying. But, Safina, you have the hands of a healer. Perhaps you are the monarch that was promised.
Oh no, I couldn't. I'm only in service to our great King Aurther. I could
You
never.
hesitated there.
I could never.
A bit too long.
It's been a while since we've last recorded.
I couldn't remember the king, the fictional
I am
king of this
completely
game.
loyal to. Yeah.
Someone. Who's the one again?
To dare suggest that I could ever take the place of the one ordained by our Lord, I could never speak such blasphemy. I'm glad you know how to say shepherd now.
Yes, shepherd.
And perhaps
shepherd. Yes, shepherd.
And the rest of the
are
nights,
you wounded in any?
I'm still not quite right, but
you can attempt a first aid roll on the other wound as well.
Sweet.
You can't do it multiple times on the same wound. The other wound is only one hit point. However,
But I can try
failing
for
a
this one.
first aid roll is not great either. So hopefully you just succeed and I don't have to look it up again. But.
And I don't have to look at it. No, just don't have a reaction. Just no one knows what you did. Just roll again. No one knows. Just don't react to it.
Cheated a role-playing game. Yeah.
Just
I will never. I'm already traumatized by somebody in the past accusing me of
cheating.
No.
Yes. So that's why I only use Roll20 when we have Call of Cthulhu, because some jerk was like, "Oh my god, she can never be rolling naked." So no. I'm sorry,
that's
I
like
rolled
some
an
Pete
18.
Rose shit. You can't come back from that. That's like
You
can't just throw those accusations around.
Exactly. So sorry, Skid. I rolled an
apologize for opening
18.
that wound.
Okay,
So you failed in the fumble. So
I
failure
failed
is
that
luckily just no improvement. So
But
very
at
happy.
least
Make it worse.
cognitively, you're doing better.
yes, I do. My brain feels like it's resting in its pan in a more satisfactory way. My ribs are another story, but I appreciate your help, Dame Safina. The hands of a healer. The prophecy has been fulfilled.
Well, good to see you all be ready for the battle tomorrow then. And the other knights are getting ready to go to bed. And minutes before everyone settles to bed, Lord Owen wishes you all the best. He shakes the hand of Sir Caradoc and wishes that says that he will pray for you to heal overnight miraculously. He says to all of you, I will pray for all of you, and I hope you have it in your hearts to pray for me also. And he takes a moment,
Yes, of course.
smiling somberly, and he turns to depart for his tent. Then he pauses. He says, "Oh, Sir Quegan,
Yes.
just a reminder. Now that you're a landowner, that does make you the highest ranking knight of the Conroy. Thus, you will be leading it. I do hope you are steeled for battle."
Oh,
Is that?
Is that how it works?
Yes, it is. You can check the rulebook, Game Master's Handbook, or the starter set. Available on
Oh, he'll never
Chaosium.com.
let us live this down now.
No, actually, I don't think he's good. He's good to go.
He feels good like that. Okay.
Well, he's a 15 valorous, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that fit the role?
Yeah, no,
He's
that's
valorous,
good.
he's
So,
cruel.
so
he's
a
made for
Conroy
battle.
is what those of us who just play non-historical tabletop war games would refer to as a regiment. So,
Yeah.
So you will be the leader of the regiment, and I will describe what that entails very soon. But it's more
Okay.
exciting than having a NPC have to do it.
Nice.
And with that, Lord Owen departs to his tent, and all of you may do the same. I had it marked in here that there was some time for some more banter, but we've got a lot to get through. So, unless there's anything really important that one of you want to get out before the next day.
No.
I do.
That's great. Everyone is just.
I do have an
sleeping.
addendum to a historical fact that I shared the other day.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So I mentioned the poem Y Gododin, which is the first mention of an historical Arthur in like 560.
Yes.
The context of it is really interesting, though, because the poem mentions a hero called Aurther, who is not Arthur. And that goes into like this person's exploits and like how incredibly heroic they are, like all the enemies that they've defeated and everything. And it goes through all the accomplishments of this hero. But the mention of Arthur is just like, it says he did all of this, but he was no Arthur.
Oh.
So it's like the expectation is that the audience would know who Arthur was, and that this guy, as great as he was, doesn't even deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence as Arthur.
It's like she was so good at tennis, but she was no Serena.
Exactly.
And be like,
But her name would be like Blorina.
Blorina, yeah.
Close.
Right.
Blorina was so
His
good.
name was
But her name is
Aurther.
And no one has ever written of Serena before.
No.
Right.
Like, so that's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of a
the
Yeah, it's
first
like
weird.
time.
if all textual evidence of Serena Williams had been lost to time.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that survived was
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Who was this Serena?
Wow.
Who's this Serena? She must have been pretty important.
The sun rises
That's cool.
red on the morning of battle. Lord Owen and his knights mount up and form up alongside the knights of Robert, a convoy led by Sir Quegan, with Dame Safina, Dame Fiona Spearmaiden, and Sir Caradoc all astride their horses on the front line. And aren't we all glad that our horses all have names and personalities?
Mhm, of course.
Nervous.
The air is brisk and chill, and you stand in the silence as grey clouds crawl across the sky to paint the field before you in muted early morning light. Then you see it. Far ahead, marching slowly onto the field, iron-clad knights bearing heraldry from the distant north, armor black and oiled, each atop great muscled horses in blacks and browns. Northern men bearing javelins and other crude hand weapons march alongside, and at the center is the foul King Lot himself, his helm crested with the branching antlers of some felled beast, misted breath erupting from beneath his helmet like the flame from a dragon's throat. The sorceress Nimue walks barefoot through the mud and cold. She chants and throws her arms aloft and calls to the sky for the old gods to lay low this pretender king and his followers. And as the thunder rolls, the iron sky answers. The battle will now begin. So, battle
Cue
rules.
metal music.
This
I'm
is fun.
so-
Cue battle rules. So the battle
descriptions
rules
are
are
so
actually
cool.
in the, as Lord Owen said earlier, they're either in the Pendragon starter set, there's an abridged version in there, and they are expanded upon in the GM's handbook. And I'm going to explain how this goes. It's kind of similar to feasting, almost as like I put in the feasting subsystem to prepare us for this one. I would have to be pretty on the ball to do that, so let's ignore it. So the first thing we do, so we determine the convoy leader, and as we also determine, so that will be Sir Quegan as the highest ranking noble or knight in the convoy. That is you. You're a vassal knight because you did some forgery.
Well earned. What?
Well earned.
You
What?
did some forgery.
It matters not that he is but the height of an emperor penguin.
Yeah.
He owns land.
What the fuck's a penguin? Yeah.
What the
By
fuck's
the
a
way,
penguin?
what is a penguin?
Perhaps that monk or whatever it was who helped you
Brother
forge those
Melian.
papers,
Call him by his
Melian.
name.
Maybe Brother Melian should find himself somehow becoming a casualty of this battle. Just
Oh,
to,
I think-
just
yes.
to
Good
help
idea,
you out.
Fiona.
We have to kill
That's
this
Paula,
monk.
to be clear.
He knows too much. He knows too much.
He knows too much.
He's
We
in too
must
deep.
remove him.
Paula's 100% right.
So Sir Quegan, you will be the one making the decisions. What I mean by that, you will be the one rolling your battle skill when it is
Oh
called for the
no!
convoy.
Why are we having Joe roll it?
Why does he own land?
I didn't know that you're supposed to
We've
put
doomed
points
us
in
all.
battle. I thought sword was the jam.
A sword is good, but battle is like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do?
This, I mean, we are going to change the story of Arthur. He is going to be overrun and murdered. Because you have me rolling battle for everybody?
What is your battle?
what's your
What is your
battle?
battle skill?
6!
Oh,
that's
it's
not
better
very
than
high.
mine.
It's better than mine.
You can always become
Mine's a
impassioned
9.
as well.
That's not
Now, I just
great.
want to remind
Still not
everybody that because technically you can only invoke a passion once per day.
Mm.
So if you do it in this battle, it'll just last for, I believe, the entirety of the battle turn. But the point is, choose wisely.
That's a good reminder. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool. The next thing we have to do is determine the morale of your convoy. And this was the
no.
thing that a lot of the things you did yesterday were actually going to negatively impact your morale had you not dealt with them. So it's a good thing you did do blessings and stuff like that, because if you hadn't done the blessings, it'd be like, oh, but we don't have the favor of God, and our morale is lower. So it's not like you
See, we
weren't doing
chose
that.
See?
correctly.
To some degree, you
Chose
did.
wisely.
To some degree.
To some degree, you did.
So,
Oh dear.
So to determine our morale, all of the knights in the convoy, so just our player knights, you're going to pick a passion, and everyone has to pick a passion from the same passion court. And it's the average of that passion that becomes your morale. Now, if everybody chooses the same passion, like if you all choose, say, devotion, just for example, that final number gets +5. So you have to discuss amongst yourselves, so passion court. Remember we talked about the various courts of passions. So if you want to choose love for your family,
we should choose fidelitas, I think, and choose probably homage. That's my highest one.
Homage is my highest too.
Mine.
Yep.
What is homage for all of you?
Mine's 19.
15
18?
for me.
Okay. Can someone do math real quick? What's the average of all those numbers?
Yeah. So it was 19, 18. What did you have, Skin?
15.
And then two 15s.
30
like
plus
17?
so like
48. It's a little under
plus-
17. Just a
17?
shade. Do we? Yeah. If we round up, it's 17.
Let's round down.
16.
But then we add
sorry,
5
pardon
to
me. If you
that.
round up, it's 17. I thought you said it was like over 17. So let's make it 17. So Joe, as the convoy leader, the bookkeeping of this battle falls to you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I love bookkeeping.
Or we can spread it out if you're also doing other bookkeeping notes that are important. You got a pen?
No.
Well done. Old school.
I am not.
Analog notes. Okay, so you have to note down the morale is 17 plus 5 is what? 23? I haven't played Pathfinder for a while. Funny joke.
Pathfinder is the only way you get your remedial arithmetic.
It's the only time you do math. Yeah.
Where else would I get it, Joe? I'm an
Yeah,
adult.
we're not doing it in these games.
Yeah.
So since we all did the same one, we do +5, so that's 22. So our morale score is 22.
22. That's quite good.
For the
That's nice.
convoy.
That sounds good. That sounds high.
So, this battle will last for 2 battle turns, and each turn there will be a number of different encounters available because there's different things happening on the battlefield,
This is gonna
right?
be so cool.
So, depending on the intensity of the battle, and the intensity of the battle is 10. Joe, just write that down in case it changes. The intensity of the battle, you may not actually have much say in which encounter you do. Because like if a battle is really intense, you might be like, we have to deal with this one right here because that's the one that's right there. But if the intensity is lower, then you've got like, hey, well, we can fight those guys, but I think it's better if we run across the field and try and take on those guys, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
So there is a list of encounters in each battle turn, which we announce, and we're going to use the cool battle cards, which are available for download on chaosium.com, and they also come in the starter set if you don't have any.
Nice.
Awesome.
So and
Oh,
the
Conroy
GM
spelled
will
with an
determine of each of these battle cards which one is the default encounter. So I'm going to read out the various encounters, and I'm going to tell you this is the one that's definitely happening, and then we're going to do some rolls to see if you can maybe make your own choice. So the one that is so we have the following. We have Pictish Javelineers. They are.
Ooh.
We have
Sorry,
Northern.
are you pulling these randomly, or did you choose
No.
these?
These are. I've pre-selected these as the GM
Okay.
from the deck of the various encounters, and I've chosen ones that are specifically northern characters, northern things. So it's the Pictish
Oh, cool.
Javelineers, the Northern Prickers, the Knights of Gore, and there is an opportunity to fight the enemy commander. Right?
Ooh.
Now the default encounter is the Pictish Javelineers, right? And these are these are a group of guys who are on foot and they like throw javelins and shit, right? And
From north of the wall.
From north of the wall. So now,
Scared.
Joe Sequegan, I'm going to ask you to roll against the intensity of the battle. So this is just the intensity of the battle is 10. So just make a roll against the intensity of the battle. So let me know if you pass or fail. What?
Do you want to roll
can't
under
read
this
that.
one?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Ah.
I
So
knew
you
it.
fumbled it.
This is why
Right?
I
No,
knew Joe should be rolling.
Hold on. Because remember, I described the intensity roll describes like how intense is the battle, and does that allow for you to figure out what you want to do. So because that roll was fumbled, the intensity is really not there to begin with.
Oh,
so
okay.
Normally what would happen if that roll was passed, I would say, okay, so you're definitely fighting the default encounter, the Pictish Javeliners, right?
Okay.
If you failed it, I would say, okay, the conroy leader can now make a battle roll, and if that roll succeeds, the conroy leader can choose one of the other encounters to do instead.
Oh.
Right.
okay.
Because you
So-
fumbled it, you don't have to make the battle roll. You can just choose one of the other encounters.
Wow, it's almost a
actually?
It goes
So
rolling
it is
upwards.
a positive, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
I take it
involving
back. I'm
everybody.
sorry for
Now,
being upset,
Okay.
Joe. I'm sorry for
It's
being
okay.
upset with you.
So
Yeah, it's
every
okay.
encounter...
Anxiously messing with my hair now. I've got to
It's all right.
settle.
Every encounter... every
your battle
encounter
hair.
card... every battle card has a morale minimum that you must meet to be able to fight them, to be able to do it. And also every encounter will have a morale loss, which happens automatically because that's like to represent you getting tired and things like that, right? So, now that you guys can choose, well, specifically, it would be Sequegan who is choosing. But you can, if you want to continue to do the default encounter, fight the Pictish Javelineers, the morale minimum is 5, right?
Okay.
The morale minimum for fighting the Northern Prickers is 10. The morale minimum for fighting the Knights of Gore is 13. And if you want to go and try and fight the enemy commander, the morale minimum is 14. So it's 5, 10, 13, 14. That should be a loose test for how difficult those encounters will be. It'll also be a loose test for how much glory those encounters will give you, because battle means glory for knights in Pendragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go crazy here. I mean, I feel like he's going to see an opening and a chance to attack the commander. And I think he's going to take it if he can choose anything. And
Well,
I
we
mean,
have the
we're
morale
never going
to
to be
afford
stronger
it.
than we
Yeah.
are right
Yeah,
now.
we have the option
Maybe
to
now's
do
the
it.
time.
And this
Yeah.
is King Lot. This is King Lot.
But
is
it
this the
does it
battle of-
imply like one-on-one with King Lot? Like, is that what it
or
implies?
his retinue, like I assume.
Yeah. So one of the enemy commanders stands apart from his division, and he's got his bodyguards surrounding him, and this is a chance to either capture or slay this high-ranking noble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to take that opportunity.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Okay.
No guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory.
Exactly.
All right. I didn't think it was going to happen straight away. All right, the intensity roll. We've done that.
I could tell from Brian's face that
I
he
know.
was like,
and I was thinking, I was like,
All
he
right
needs
then.
he
Okay.
needs me to buy time. But then I was
Yeah.
like, I rolled a natural 20. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck me. All right, so
what I
the
want.
first thing we have to do now is immediately, Joe, reduce the morale by the cost of the encounter. So we go down by 14.
By
That's
14. Okay.
Yes. And
So we've got, what, 8 left?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I mean, so how could we even fight this later, right? I mean,
Yeah.
to me, this is the
Yeah.
best time to go after this.
There you
Well, if
go.
you fought
We
the
have a
Pictish
choice.
Javelineers,
Well, if we-
you would have just stabbed them there. Yeah. And you,
If we succeed at some of those other encounters, we can increase our morale. Like if it starts lower, is that right?
So the way you can increase your morale is if you don't do an encounter, you can retire to the rear, which means you flank around and you take a breather. Your morale goes up a little bit. However, people can interpret that as cowardly, so you've got to deal with that as well. But sometimes it'll happen automatically if your morale's so low. Like if we were doing like say a 5-turn battle, like a really big battle, then that would be something that maybe happens once or twice during the battle.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So next thing we got to do is everybody must. The conroy leader needs to ascertain whether or not a mounted charge will be possible. So please make a battle roll.
Okay.
Oh no.
Fail. 11 over 6.
Okay, so you can't do the mounted charge.
Okay.
Okay, which is a combat action. It's just like anything. Mounted charge means you can use your lance and you can do like massive damage.
Yeah.
But you can't ascertain that. Too bad.
Maybe
so
we're
sad.
reacting too last second to this, and we don't have the time to
yeah.
organize the charge.
And to organize the charge.
Exactly. The next thing everyone's got to do is select what posture you want to have for this encounter. Your postures are valorous, reckless, prudent, or cowardly. Because basically what this system is doing is highlighting specific moments of a much large scale and longer conflict. So if you choose if you choose to be valorous, everyone can choose different, by the way. If you choose to be valorous, you have to fight the encounter as normal for 2 combat rounds, right? If you choose to fight recklessly, you must fight for at least 3 combat rounds, and you'll check reckless, and you actually increase your conroy's morale by 1d3.
Oh, cool.
And you must choose the reckless attack action for at least the first combat encounter. Fun thing is also, if you are famously reckless or exaltedly reckless, you have to be reckless. So if anyone's got a reckless of 15, I don't think anyone does.
No.
But you have to do it. Prudent, you can fight the encounter as normal for 1 combat round, and you get to check your prudent, but also immediately reduce your conroy's morale by 1d3, and you must choose the defend action for the first combat round. And then cowardly is you do not engage in the encounter. You must immediately retire to the rear. You lose a point of honor and cost your conroy 1d6 points of morale if your hit points are over half of your total hit point value. Which is, so if you look too hard, that guy looking pretty healthy. I don't think he needs to be going away at the back. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what posture would everyone like? Let's start with Sir Quegan. That's the leader.
Valorous.
Valorous. Okay, check your valorous box if you haven't already.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so you have to fight for 2 combat rounds.
Oh man, this is.
I'm really nervous.
Anxious,
I'm
but
really
excited.
nervous.
I'm as nervous as I've been.
I would be, just because these guys are.
I mean, we're going up
Heavy
against.
hitters.
This is like This is like canon lore, like in PC.
Yeah.
This is
This is King Lot of Orkney, who in some versions of the story ends up marrying Arthur's half sister Morgause.
Oh, well, maybe not in this version. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
And maybe
Dame
in this
Safina-
version he marries Sir Quegan's widow.
At sword point. So Dame Safina, which posture will you take?
Valorous, baby. He's at an
Okay.
18.
Yep.
If she's gonna die, she's gonna die in battle.
Yeah.
Check your valorous. Sir Caradoc.
Valorous as
No
well.
one will judge if you be prudent because you do have you're nesting a concussion.
I do, but I mean, my valorous rank is like pretty high, and so I think it suits his character to take the valorous stance. I think so. He's going to do that.
Okay. So you'll be fighting for 2 combat rounds as well, and Dame Fiona. Be reckless. It'd be funny.
I would
You'll
say
be
I
for
would
1
be
combat round longer than everybody
valorous.
else.
I will
So you're
also
all-
start valorous, I think.
Okay, you're all being valorous then. Okay. Sorry, trying to get my notes out. All right, so you charge in. Now we remember how the combat works. So there are everybody will go around and explain what they want to do that round, and then we basically do it. It's all very straightforward. Now, there are half as many bodyguards as there are player knights, and then there is King Lot himself. And I'm going to use my copy of the Pendragon Game Master's Handbook to look up the stat block for King Lot of Lothian. I'll just let you know that he has bushy eyebrows and a charming accent. So,
You know what?
there you go.
Aw. It's because he's Scottish.
So, there are 2...
It sounds like our friend Andy Torbett, who I was just hanging out with a couple of hours ago. He's also a sort of Pictish javelineer. Has bushy eyebrows and a charming accent.
Okay, so there are 2 bodyguards, and there is Sir Lot, and King Lot. I've already angered him by
For real.
the wrong title. He is atop a horse. The bodyguards are on foot. So let's go around and find out what each of you want to do. Starting with the Conroy leader, Sir Quegan.
Sir Quegan,
The
I'd like
bodyguard's
to.
definitely in front of this guy.
Yeah,
right?
so I couldn't do a mounted charge. But I'm still on horseback, right?
Correct. So you get +5 to anybody you're attacking who is not on a horse.
Yeah, and so I just want to come up with my sword and attack a bodyguard.
Okay, cool. The left bodyguard or the right bodyguard?
The left bodyguard, as I'm facing him. So to my left, I'm going to
Yeah.
move over to my left and with my right hand swing down at him as
Try
I
and
ride
cut him
by.
down.
Cut
Okay.
him down. I want to. Yeah, he doesn't imagine in this initial instinct is he doesn't imagine killing King Lot. He imagines, drawing a surrender and capturing him and ransoming him back to his family for so much money.
Sorry, I just made a mistake. Fun little GM trick. You can try that at home. The morale is not reduced by the morale minimum of the encounter. It's reduced by a different number. So,
Okay.
your morale, but it's not the flat 14.
Cool. That makes a lot more sense.
It's dice I have to roll. So it's reduced by 11 because I rolled quite high. But not 14.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Sir. Dame Fiona. What would you like to do for the first round of combat?
Can I be using my spear if I'm on my horse?
Yeah.
I'd like to be using my spear, and I was also thinking maybe I go after the other bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
The one...
The right bodyguard.
Yeah, the one that Sequegan is not going after.
Okay. And what would you like to just stab him with your
Yeah, I want to
Yeah?
stab him with my spear.
Okay. Dame Sophina.
I guess if you guys are each taking a bodyguard, I can try to attack King Lot. Also, he's on horseback.
He's also on horseback.
On horseback, okay. I will charge at him with Bojack and my sword.
Okay.
Bojack!
Attacking.
Steady, Bojack, steady.
Steady, Bojack.
All right. And
I need you sober tomorrow.
I gave him
Caradoc.
some brandy-soaked carrots before battle.
So Caradoc, what would you like to do?
I think I'll join Dame Safina
Yes.
and attacking King Lot. Try to
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so
Bring him
I'm
down.
sorry, I should make this clear. It will be because both the bodyguards are still up. No more than one person will be able to get to King Lot while both of them are up, because they are doing their job and they're trying to keep you back.
Okay. Screening.
Yeah.
Cutting down lines of attack, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Then
So you could either
I
also
will-
attack the left bodyguard or the right bodyguard, and they will get a.
which one is Fiona? Which
I'm
one
on
do
the
you want?
right.
bodyguard.
I'll go after
Or
the
we
right
could
bodyguard.
all four of us go for the bodyguards first.
Yeah, that is also an option.
I think
I'll
if
go
that-
after the right bodyguard.
I'll go after the left bodyguard.
Okay. I have to double check something.
Yeah, I think that would give us better for the round.
Quegan and Dame Safina.
Kind
Or
of double
Dame,
team
Dame Safina.
the two bodyguards. See if we can
Charge
take them out.
into combat. Cut down a bodyguard.
Cut him down.
Cut him down.
Usurper. Lots the usurper.
Charge, Bojack.
All right. In any combat action taken against multiple opponents, the character suffers a cumulative penalty to their skill of -5 per opponent after the first one. That's all I had to check. This is probably a smart thing. So the left bodyguard, and these guys are just going to try and fight you back. Cool. So we just got to roll. So let's do the left bodyguard first. He is using his sword. And so, if everyone remembers, so this is going to be a contested roll. So we're all going to try and roll equal to or higher than our skill without going over. And you want to still roll higher than your opponent, right?
Right.
This guy has a sword skill of 20.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right, never mind. We'll do the pike.
Retreat!
Holy
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
moly.
pardon me. It's
retreat!
normally 20, goes down to 15 because he's fighting multiple opponents. Goes
Okay.
down to 10 because you're both on horseback.
Oh.
Yay.
Level playing
See,
field.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's
Remember,
fine.
because you are on horseback and he is not, you both get +5 to
Heck.
your skill. So what does everyone
Sure.
So that's a 10-point swing? Like, he goes down 5 and we go up 5?
He goes down 10 and you go up 5.
Sweet. So I gotta
Wow.
roll 15 or higher.
Nice.
If my sword is a 10, that up to 15.
You need
Yeah.
to roll 15 or lower.
15 or lower.
But
But
Okay,
you
got it.
want to get as close to 15 as
Yeah.
possible.
Yes.
All right,
okay.
so he's rolling and he has rolled a 14, so that is a failure.
Okay?
A crit.
What?
Awesome.
Yeah,
rolled
you
a
rolled a
15.
15 on a 15?
Wow.
Yes. This is the first time I've ever done that in this game. I've never critted on anything.
What a time.
You, Sequegan.
I got a 7 under 17.
Okay, so you hit normally and this guy failed. So, let's do the critical success first. So, there's a fun chart in here. So
Love that chart.
Critical success against an opponent's failure, the opponent suffers a bunch of damage. So remember, you've got you're using an arming sword.
Yes.
Is that correct? So an arming sword will have, I think it just uses your character damage. So the damage that you've got listed on your, and what number
So
is
weapon
that?
damage is 4d6.
Okay, cool. Because you crit, that gets plus 4d6 of damage.
Whew.
And
86.
So it's
minus-
8d6?
Yes, and he gets his minus his, so whatever you roll, minus his armor protection, but he doesn't get his parry or shield because you crit.
Okay.
And also
I mean,
you break his sword. His sword gets broken.
Yes, you
Oh, we're so
Take
good.
that, you
Dame Safina, sword breaker.
Dude,
Yes.
you messed with the wrong retinue of knights today.
Yeah, man.
All right, so 8d6.
86.
This is insane. Okay. 11. $26
26.
on the die. On the
Okay.
die.
And God, what is his protection value? 12. You said 26?
On the die, yeah.
Alright, so that'll go down to 14 points of damage, which is not higher than his knockdown. So he breaks his sword, and he takes 14 points of damage, which is not higher than his con, so it's not a debilitating injury either. But yeah, he is
Wow.
very,
Okay.
very
Absolute
sore.
stud. I see
That's
how he
a-
got the job.
Yeah, this guy's a badass. That's a palpable hit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so
and
awesome.
So Sequegan, you also rolled a regular success, right?
I rolled a regular success.
Yeah,
that is
so
correct.
You just got to roll your regular damage, so 4d6 using your armor
So
sword.
15.
Are you using malice?
points.
Don't you have a cool sword?
Yes.
And what
I
does
have
it do?
a family sword that has a +1 to it. So
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Plus one
Nice.
dice or plus one just a
Plus
flat
one, it
damage?
says on my sheet, 4d6 plus 1.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so the total is 15, the total damage.
Oh, you've rolled 15?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so because of armor points, he will take 3 points from that. Big difference between that.
Okay.
and crit. So he's got
Yeah.
3 different wounds there.
I felt my steel bite flesh. Yes.
Oof.
Also not higher than his lockdown. Okay, the other thing, the right knight. Okay, same deal. This guy is using his sword. This guy actually has a spear, which means he is unaffected by the mounted penalty. So he doesn't get the minus. He does still get -5 from being outnumbered, though. So his skill is 13.
13.
Yes. So you folks don't get the +5 because you're being mounted, but he still gets -5. So what skill are you rolling, Fiona? Spear Maiden?
I'll be
Your
rolling
ass?
my spear. Yeah.
Which is what number?
Oh, sorry, it's 10. So I need a
10?
10.
Okay.
I got 50-50 shot.
Okay. And Sir Catadoc?
I'm rolling
Before you roll, Fiona, I just got to ask about passions.
I was thinking about it, but I feel like should I wait or should I go on and use it? Everyone?
It's up to you, but basically you'll only get one encounter in this
I think I
battle
should
with a
wait.
passion.
I think I should wait.
Okay, all right. And Sir Catadoc,
I'm going to wait, too. I'm going to roll my sword skill.
which is what number?
15.
Okay, that's quite high. This guy rolled a crit. I rolled a 13 exactly.
I'm dead. I fumbled.
You fumbled?
I rolled a 20.
You rolled a 20?
I rolled a 20. I'm
You rolled
not
a
kidding.
20.
I rolled
Fiona,
a 20.
no, this is what happened to
I'm
Sir
dead.
Quegan in Ep
Did
3.
he fumble into a crit? Did Sir
Full
Quicken
dice,
fumble
though.
into a crit, or did he just fail into a crit?
What page is that on, Brian, that table?
The table, page 133.
That was one page off.
Yeah. And Sir Caradoc. Because if you
I
roll a
fumbled
crit, you
as well.
cancel it.
What?
Did you fumbled as
serious?
well?
There's not a chance. You rolled a 20. You
Yep.
both rolled natural 20s
What?
Against his crit?
against his crit.
You
So
both rolled 20 and he oh my god.
Ugh.
We're dead. We're so dead.
all right. So the opponent suffers plus. Well, luckily it seems to be sort of the same sort of situation. It's not great, but you are both going to. He's going to break your spear.
No!
And he's going to break your sword. Sorry, he's going to
no.
break the spear. The sword gets dropped into the mud, trampled into the ground. Right, so it's not broken, but it is down there. And you both have protection values that include your armor and also your shield. That's why it's in 2 numbers. You won't get your shield protection, so you'll just get your armor, whatever that base number is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be written
Do you
on
know
your
off the top of your head what the protection value of a kite shield is?
I think it's 6.
Most of them are 6. Yeah.
Okay.
This guy here has got a kite shield and his is +6. So
Okay.
now another fun fact, because I think we forgot this in our last combat encounter, which was a while ago. But an arming sword has a parry value of 2, which that if you're fighting with an arming sword, that actually just gives you a flat +2 protection as well. But not in this case, because
But not in this case.
not in this case. Okay, so
Oh my god, guys.
This is bad. And
I don't have enough dice.
I'm scared. I'm worried that what I have on here is my old squire armor, because all I have written down is total armor protection 11. I don't have 2 numbers, so I'm going.
Oh, you will just have the same armor as any
just
other
whatever.
because no one's upgraded their armor. So just take so Quegan, what's your protection value?
10.
Is everyone 10?
Same.
Oh, everyone's got the same thing. All right.
Oh, just total.
Yeah. All right.
10
Well,
without the shield.
Yeah.
The armor is 10, the shield is 6. 16
Yeah.
total if you're
yeah.
using
All right.
the
So I'm
shield.
rolling for
yeah.
Dame Safina's damage first. Okay.
No, Dave Safina. Or Fiona.
Fiona.
Dave Fiona.
Sorry.
Because Safina crit, and I did
No,
the opposite.
Safina is the one that's going to single-handedly kill King Lot in single combat.
It's just not. We don't have to jinx anything. Yeah.
So I actually rolled pretty poorly, which is good. So 21 points of damage minus your armor.
So that's 11 that gets
Okay,
through
so you
then.
take now.
'Cause my armor's 10.
Is 11 higher than your knockdown?
My knockdown is 11 because I'm
Okay.
not very big.
Oh shit! I need to double check if that is equal to or higher.
Oh, man.
Normally meets it beats it, right? But we
It
don't,
needs to
I
be
don't know
greater.
about
No,
this.
no. The damage received needs to be greater than the.
Okay.
The lock.
Oh.
So you're not knocked off your horse. That would be bad.
That's good.
Oof.
Um,
But her
That's
and
spear's
what is-
broken.
what is your constitution?
11.
Oh, okay. So
So
you.
this says major wound 11 on my sheet.
Yes. So you've taken 11 points of damage. So you have to tick major wound.
Oh, Fiona.
Now, what if we have like
Why is this happening to me?
are we allowed a moment like where everything gets slow motion and Sophie and Dame Fiona and I make meaningful eye contact because her spear has just been broken, and I give her this nod like, I got you and I'm proud of you, my former squire, and I throw her my spear.
Maybe later, because right now she.
Maybe later.
Save it because it's
She
beautiful.
immediately goes unconscious.
No,
Yeah, it's over.
Please.
This is
damn it.
Tick the debilitated box
Oh,
Yeah.
and make a roll on the characteristic loss to see the. Yeah, can you just roll a d6 for me?
I don't want to
hate
ever
this.
roll anything ever again. I can't believe my first roll of the whole ding dang battle.
Oh my god.
the whole ding dang battle. Paul,
You're just like, no, I'll save
take
my
it easy
passion
on
roll
the
for later.
language, okay?
Nah.
So the sword he gets for you, it digs right through, cleanly through your bicep, probably into your artery. Explaining why it's a major wound. But also that means you permanently reduce your strength by 1.
Oh no!
I wasn't very strong to begin with. I kind of sucked.
Because you fall unconscious from that, you also take 3 points of damage as a separate wound for falling off the horse.
Oh man!
Cool.
Man.
Donk. Right on top of Sir Caradoc's sword.
Caradoc's sword.
Okay, so Caradoc, your turn. The damage.
Oh my god,
Okay.
we're not even through the first
I didn't think I would fumble on my first roll. Normally, you see a 20 and you're happy.
So 24 points of damage total.
Oh no!
Oh my
And what's your armor?
I'm unconscious too.
Are you?
What?
Yeah. Okay.
I actually, and if I fall, I have 1 hit point left.
Oh, right, because of the.
My
thing.
previous-
Well,
ones.
even with your armor taking away some of them out?
Oh wait! Oh no! Forgot about the armor.
Yeah.
So armor's gonna take
so I
away
have
10 of it.
11.
Yeah,
Or
right.
whatever.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
What is 20?
20. What did I say a moment ago?
24.
24.
All right. Okay, so that is less than my knockdown. That's less than my knockdown. Less than my major wounds.
Oh, so it's okay. So less than your major wound.
Okay, so it's not as bad as
Damage you
that.
take is
Okay.
not less than your Constitution. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're
And
still
my
going.
yeah, it's less than that.
Yeah,
too.
but like Dame Safina is
Twists and
down.
turns.
And Fiona, yeah.
She's unconscious. Sorry, Dame Fiona. I'm going to keep doing that. I wish I wouldn't.
It's all
Yeah,
right.
you got
so
me
Dame
doing
Fiona,
it too
you're
now.
not. You're not like. It's not. This isn't like Pathfinder where you're bleeding out and dying. You are unconscious there, and your injury will debilitate over time.
Deteriorate.
it's-
Yeah.
Deteriorate. Yeah, you are debilitated. Okay, cool. Never said what King Lot was doing. He's just hanging out. Second round of combat.
He's just laughing. Like a villain in an
Pathetic
anime.
fool. Yeah. Well, he's wearing one of those frog mouth helmets, so you can't see his face. You
Oh,
see the
yeah.
steam coming out of the top of it. Google frog mouth helmet, and you'll see the thing.
Those are
about.
insane,
Yeah.
man. I saw those when I took my first trip to London at the end of last year.
You can just say
And
you
I-
went to medieval times.
And I saw those, I saw those things in the Tower of London. I was like, how the hell do you see out of these things? It's
Don't.
insane.
Yeah. Big metal dresses. All right. Second round of combat. What's everyone want to do this time? Remember, you all committed to fighting at least 2. Good thing Fiona didn't say reckless. So, should be.
Yeah.
What can I do? Anything? Just lay on the ground
You
unconscious?
can lay down and hope no one stands on you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I will try and be as unnoticeable in my state of unconscious as possible.
Sir Quegan will wheel around and attack the same bodyguard again, the left bodyguard who we injured last time. He seems like he's teetering and he just wants to finish him off.
Yeah.
Cannot believe we both fumbled, Skid.
I might go for the right bodyguard then, just to try to keep my friends from being trampled.
Oh, sorry. Because I had way too much faith in you as a group.
Oh,
I
thanks.
was like, I don't
Great.
need to read up. I don't need to read up on the unconsciousness rules. I'm sure that'll be fine. But sorry, I forgot that before you fall unconscious, you are allowed to make an emergency dismount attempt to not fall off the
Okay.
horse and take that extra 3 points of damage. So please make an unopposed horsemanship roll, remembering you're at -5 because no one looked after the horse.
All right. Oh, cool. I passed that, a 4 under 5.
Okay, the rider
Nice.
lands on their feet, and you would begin the next round upright, but you fall asleep. So you don't take that 3 points of damage.
Okay, well, that's something. That's something. That's some good news.
You may
That means
have-
you're still
yeah.
conscious, right? Then
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
It was the wound that knocked her unconscious. It was just kind of like as you're falling unconscious, you're like, oh, just careful.
Muscle memory.
Your muscle
Oh,
memory.
okay.
Go with the horse. Yeah.
Man.
And if you revive hit points to above your unconscious level, then you will be back to your full faculties. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. So, what's everyone doing? Well, by that I mean, everyone but Fiona. Pardon me, I got distracted.
I'm attacking that same left bodyguard who's now unarmed. Dropped his sword. Should be able to take him out pretty quick, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We have one more round. This is the round. And Safina, what were you doing?
I will go for right bodyguard.
The right bodyguard. So different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the most terrifying fighter on the battlefield.
Ugh.
These guys are going to try and fight you back. All right, so let's do the left bodyguard first. So Sequegan, this guy's no longer outnumbered, but he is still fighting someone who's on a horse. So he's just at -5. So his sword is going to go down to 15.
I thought he doesn't have a sword. It broke.
Yeah.
Or he dropped
Oh
it.
shit, he's got nothing.
That's
yeah.
right. He's got nothing.
Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't write that down. So he's going to try and defend, which will increase his. It's a different roll.
Okay.
It's using his other thing. So I'm looking for like a 9.
Okay,
Take
here we
him
go.
out. Take him out.
Kill him.
5. So he passes with a 5.
Oh,
What'd you
I
roll?
passed with a freaking 3.
Oh my god.
So,
So it's success on success.
it is success on. What does it say on the thing while you're looking at it?
It says combatants tie. Both suffer damage minus their armor and shield parry protection value. But he was
Okay,
defending.
So he's defending. So that's what I was looking up. So when he on a win or a tie, when you defend, you take no damage. You will also deal no damage. So just,
Damn it.
Holding up
All
a
right,
shield.
so I come by, I
Always
hit him,
got-
clang, and it goes
Clang,
off of
clang, clang.
his gauntlet. Yeah, it just knocks the blade away. Ching! Sparks fly into the air.
Shing, shing, shing.
You
All right.
lucky son of a bitch.
The other guy who does have the fucking crits him, but crits a lot. He's still there. He does have a spear, so he's not getting the -5 for that, but he is still getting the -5 for being outnumbered now that he's re-outnumbered. So again, he's looking for a 13.
Okay. What am I rolling under?
Your sword skill, I believe.
But is
You're
there
attacking him
anything
with a
added
sword.
to it or no?
No, not
Just straight sword skill?
just straight sword skill.
I would like to invoke a passion on this one.
Okay. Which
Nice.
your once per day
My
passion.
once
in this case,
per
once
day.
battle.
Listen, I'm quickly learning that we could die at any moment.
Okay.
Any moment.
you
Yeah.
calling
Could all
upon
be
the
over.
power of God.
Yes. Or homage to my lord, which is an 18.
Okay.
So I roll that first,
Yes.
right? So I
So you're
roll under
rolling against
18.
homage.
And I rolled a 3 under 18.
Okay, so
Nice.
you succeed. So you can check the box for homage, and you're
Cool.
going to be at +5.
Plus
to-
5. So I'm
to-
again at a 15 or under.
Okay, excellent. This guy's rolling.
And I
Let's go.
succeeded with a 13.
This guy
Nice.
passes with
That's a
a 2.
great roll.
And
So you
Sakaradok,
beat him.
what were you doing, Sakaradok?
I think because he lost his sword,
You can
it's
defend.
buried in the mud. So I think he's going to use his brawling skill to just try to tackle this guy.
Remember, you're on a horse, though, right?
No, I was. Oh no, I am on a horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna swing a mailed fist at him from horseback.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so make your brawling roll.
Okay, and I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll just roll straight.
Okay.
Nope.
Do you failed? That's all right.
What do you mean, no?
No.
No, but
Failed.
but Dame Safina got higher, so she beats him.
Which I needed that plus 5.
Oh, scared.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have made
Yes,
it.
you would have failed. Okay, so Dame Safina, roll your damage to this guy.
All right,
Come
so
on,
it's a
kill him!
4d6.
Kill him!
Kill him!
Yeah, it's going to
46
be
minus
tough
his
to,
armor.
to really get damage through on these guys.
4d6 with what? What'd you say, bro? What'd you say,
Sorry,
Brian?
yeah, I've got his armor points as well.
Oh,
So
okay. Ooh, it did not roll high. 2, 4, 7, 10 points.
okay, so not higher than his armor. So your weapon clangs off.
It's
And
not
King
a
Lot
great round for us.
laughs his ass off, and that is the encounter because there's only 2 combat rounds. That was the snippet of that event. So it is implied that you clearly then
So we
escaped.
failed.
You failed the encounter, right? So you
Yeah,
did
they
not get
ran
the
us
glory. You
off.
didn't kill anybody. You ran you off, and it's assumed that one of you scurries Dame Safina. And I've got things
Fiona.
that are written down. I've got little other side events that happen based on whether you win or fail encounters. So, the first encounter
Man.
lost. Further afield, Heinrich the Archer. Remember Heinrich the Archer? Everyone remember him?
Yes.
No.
Wait, is
Does
this the
everyone
one who
remember
was like, come hang out with me after we survived this battle?
Yeah, he invited you to like his palace. He's the one who Dame Fiona was in the archery contest with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Years ago.
That's right.
Years ago.
Don't do
So
this.
Heinrich the Archer, he's on foot. He jogs gracefully, jumping over the dead and narrowly avoiding the charge of enemy horses, and he finds a place. He lowers to one knee and he draws a fresh arrow. He draws his bow and he aims it to the horse of the foul King Lot. So he kills King Lot's horse. This guy's on foot, and he's heavily armored, so he's not going anywhere. It's a dead-eye shot. Surely no harder than striking a target at an archery. And he smiles to himself that the victory is sure to be had, and then collapses as the mace of an enemy collapses his skull.
Oh!
No! How can you do this to me, Brian?
I didn't, all right? That was what happens if you guys failed. there was a positive version of that
basically
paragraph.
dead.
We did it.
So it's our fault.
I'm not falling in love with anybody else in this game.
I'll tell you what, before we start
that?
round battle turn 2, we're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Be right back.
We'll be right back.
Oh my god.
Fiona might not be.
Oh no.
Welcome back to Pendragon, the Glass Cannon Network, Under an Iron Sky, the best game you could play, where nothing ever goes wrong for anybody and everyone always has a fantastic time.
We call this
It's
a player-friendly
It's
game.
so great.
Players
Yeah,
always
really
win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
players
Here
always
at,
win because and that's true.
I'm ready to
because
just sit back and enjoy.
there are no bad rolls, only good stories. Do you want to? Aren't they a bit dry? You want to yogurt up those popcorns? What's going on? Like, no?
Did you say yogurt up that popcorn?
Yeah, I did.
No, I believe he said yogurt up those popcorns.
Yeah.
Which
I made
that
a
was
promise,
amazing.
Brian,
Uh-huh.
to the Naish that I would not yogurt.
Yeah.
As a verb.
She's not yogurting anything.
She's not yogurting anything anymore. She's a new woman.
Speaking of promises to the Naish, I'm going to just announce one quick thing. I'm going to give away. Chaosium is going to give away a copy of the Pendragon core rulebook and a copy of the Grey Knight campaign.
Oh, awesome.
Based on timestamp on this video on YouTube, the person who correctly cites the number of different pieces of New Orleans Saints stuff I have worn over the course of this series. Because everyone knows, if you've been watching for episode 1, you know that I'm a long time fan of the New Orleans Saints.
It's been a
They're
journey.
one
Yeah.
From
and,
Burns.
and it's really important that if you get that correct, and I'll tell McD or whatever, like what the number is, and it'll be whoever gets it correct going by timestamp of when you posted it. And
Is
we'll
this
get your
a
details.
giveaway
I'll send
because
you
we've
those.
been a sore disappointment?
We need to encourage people to get it as much as
It's
possible.
okay.
The Saints
I'm
have
not
been over
excited.
the course of their
It's okay.
existence.
Exactly.
We're
All right. Battle turn 2.
oh man.
This is amazing that this is, quote, Battle Turn 2.
Exactly.
Battle
That's
Turn
just
2.
amazing.
Battle
Electric Boogaloo.
turn 2. Now, the default encounter for this battle turn is once again the Pictish Javelineers. Javelineers.
Yes.
Now, Fiona, if you want to be healed, you will. I mean, you're unconscious, so you will automatically have retired to the rear. This encounter for the most part. Actually, let's try and make it fun. Let's say that in the interim, right? Someone has attempted first aid on you.
Okay.
In the rear of the battle. Okay, so Skid, could you roll 3d6 for me?
15.
15. Okay, that is the skill level of the person who is doing first aid on you.
I'll take it.
Sir Quigan, could you please roll against that skill? Not you, just roll against 15 to see if this person.
So roll under 15, please.
Yeah.
7 under 15.
Okay.
Nice.
And what is your healing rate?
My healing rate is 2.
2. Okay. So your big wound, you've tracked your wound on there. You've got your big wound. You wrote down where you got it
Yeah,
from.
it was 11 points. Oh, I didn't write down any other details, but
Okay.
speared off my horse by a bodyguard. Yep.
Yeah. It's in your bicep. Yeah. And you reduced
Oh,
your
that's
strength
right.
already, right? Yeah.
Yes, I did
Okay,
reduce my strength from 12 to 11.
That wound will go down from 11 to 9,
Okay.
and your total hit points also go up by 2. Now,
Okay.
what is the hit points you've taken? Are they now equal to or less than your unconsciousness rating?
Yes, because technically I didn't get to the unconscious rating. It was just because I took the major wound that made me go unconscious,
So,
right?
all right, okay, cool. So you are then
So yeah,
back
so I
up
should
and
hopefully be able to pop up.
you are
now.
returned to your full faculties, but that wound will still be an issue for you. So you can partake in this next battle turn as normal.
At 11. Cool. So I have 13 hit points now. Cool.
Okay.
All right. But I am
Alright.
still debilitated, right?
Yeah, and that'll be a thing for
Okay.
recovery later. Like that's
Got
what
it.
happened to Sir Quigan at the end of our first story, if you remember, when
That's
he had
right.
to find out how many
Yes.
weeks was he in bed for. And good thing you
Yes,
guys prepped the
yes.
hospital, right? So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's
totally
right.
did
You
that.
take automatic deterioration.
Yeah.
Hey, but the villagers are okay.
Good thing the villagers.
Well, that
thing.
matters
the war
more
with
as a
like
knight.
the young girl with the blind, deaf, and stupid father or whatever. That yes, she's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Okay, so Sir Quigan, please roll against the battle's intensity, which is a 10.
9 under 10.
Okay. The battle is too intense for you to have a chance at trying to do. So you have to fight the Pictish Javelineers.
honestly, it's probably for
Pictish
the best.
Javelineers.
They are like
It's probably
they,
the thing
are-
we have the best shot at doing.
they move like snipes across the landscape, darting to and fro, hurling their javelins before melting back amidst their fellows. It's a lot. It's a lot, right? There's a lot of them. It's
a lot.
The morale minimum for this encounter, conversely to the last one, is 5. Exactly. What is the Conroy's current morale?
11.
Okay, please reduce it by 4.
Okay.
6. I rolled a d6.
Feels right, honestly.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, morale is
Morale is
tanking.
new.
Sir Quigan, could you please roll? Oh, before I forget, that last encounter, there were still rewards for it, even though you didn't succeed.
though
Because people
failed.
still saw you doing that. You trying to, and it's a very heroic thing. Immediately at the start of the battle, to try and take out this pretender king. So all of you, even if you did not kill or capture the enemy commander, still gain 50 glory.
Hey.
Oh,
All right.
cool. That's
Morale is
awesome.
up 1 more point now.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's funny is that encounter card would still go back to the selection. So like that you could have tried to do it a second time, which I think would have been funny.
We're like, no, we're doing it
Let's go back and do
again.
that again. All right, now, Sir Quigan, the Conroy leader, you can make a battle roll to ascertain whether or not a mounted charge is applicable.
Yes, and what was that again? A battle roll?
Battle roll, just battle roll.
Battle
Surveying the battlefield.
roll!
Come on.
Oh, 19. Nope.
I'm gonna say that's a fail. So, no mounted charge is applicable right now. At least not according to the Conroy leader. That's okay. All right, the Pictish Javelineers. There's a bunch of them. There's actually like 3 of them for every player knight.
Oh my
Now, because
goodness.
you are coming in against, you're encountering missile weapons, right? So
Oh, God.
you have to make a battle roll. The leader of the Conroy must battle roll to determine how many combat rounds of missile attacks you have to endure before you can close the distance on them. Please make another battle roll, Sir Quigan.
Come on, Sir
Make it
Quigan,
low.
would you for once in your life do something impressive? Crit!
What?
Wow. What are the odds?
All right, in that case,
What do
you
I
make-
look up what a crit does to these missile sons of bees?
Well, so the difference would have been how many rounds they get just free attacks on all of you, which would not be great. And because you crit, you make immediate contact. They've got no fucking time at all. You get straight in there.
With the enemy.
Get
There
out
are
of here.
3 of them for every one of you, but they're sort of scattered. So I'm saying there's a lot of them you can slay. Now, the next thing you have to tell me is what postures you are taking. Valorous, reckless, prudent, or cowardly. Let's start with Dame Sophina this time.
Valorous.
Valorous. Okay, your Valorous is already checked. You have to fight for 2 combat rounds. Sir Caradoc,
Yep.
what is your posture?
As wounded as I am, I think I'm going to go prudent.
Okay, you have to fight for 1 combat round. Check your prudent, and please roll a d3.
This reduces our morale, right?
Yes.
5.
So 3. So reduce the morale by 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, balls.
And you have to choose the defend action. Your 1 combat round. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
It's okay, if you don't want to do that. Sorry, I thought you don't.
No, I don't really. I'll do Valorous. I'll do
Okay,
I'm gonna
Valorous
go on the
instead.
Blazing
Okay,
Glory.
so Quigan,
Yeah.
back up to 3 points up. Valorous,
As soon
so you
as
fight for 2
Caradoc
combat
says he's going Valorous again,
Yeah.
my morale rises.
Okay, yeah. And Dame Fiona.
I'll go valorous. Let's do this. That's what we're here for. This is why
Heck
we're
yeah.
knights.
Wait, you're fighting? You're what? You're just like you're fine. The debilitated is
No,
fine
she's
for now.
so the debilitation is going to determine the damage
How
she
the
takes over
wound
time, how the
festers
wounds
or whatever.
festers and stuff. So yeah, so she's
Okay.
She got
acrobat.
better now.
But yeah, they're also when you are brought back up to above your whatever your unconscious level is, that's how you regain consciousness and will be at full faculties.
Got it.
But she's still
Okay.
Pissing blood from her
But
arm.
it's very dangerous.
It's very
Like,
dangerous.
You know,
'cause
you're
if
risking a lot.
I'm
That's
probably
so
gonna
brave.
die.
reduced.
Yeah. Now that's valor.
This would be
So-
the episode to do it.
This would be the
true.
one.
It's the last one.
For now. Looks
Yeah,
great,
no,
camera.
until we order a bunch more.
I can make it here.
Right.
Okay, let's go around the globe. Dame Sophina, what would you like to do? You want to attack one of these nerds?
Heck
They're
yeah, I wanna
all
attack one of
all
these
armed
nerds.
with javelins, which means they are spears, so they won't get the minus. You won't get a bonus for being mounted.
Jeez, these
normally
guys are
do.
like tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
look at their
take out
stats
I'll
compared
take
to the
out
last
nerd number 1.
Okay,
We'll call
nerd
it.
number 1. Well, that's actually what I wrote down on my notes. J1.
Oh, wow.
J1 is Sophina. Okay, Sir Caradoc.
How many of them
So
are there?
many of them.
There's 3 of them for each of you. So, but
Oh,
they're,
so
they're
there's like
scattered
12.
around, so you don't have to worry about being swarmed. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the
Next one,
closest
is
group
everyone
is.
just going to attack normally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we
separate
got to
one.
close the distance. We got to keep them in melee.
Yes.
You know, if they have their-
exactly. Yeah, which you
So
Yeah.
can do. And Fiona. Okay.
Yeah, I'll attack.
Yep.
Let's do it. I'm
Would
gonna have to use a sword.
Anybody other
But-
than Dame Sophina like to become impassioned? You might as well, because this is also the last encounter of the battle.
I'll be impassioned.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely will.
Okay. Remember, though, if you fail your passion roll, there's a chance that it becomes a negative. But
Look, I'm
I
on the edge
succeeded.
of death anyway.
okay, what passion were you rolling against, Cicada?
Homage.
Homage. Okay, so you get +5 to your sword skill with a regular success for the remainder
Awesome.
of this.
So I do get my
battle
sword
turn.
back?
Well,
Yeah.
you would have, because when you went back, you would
Or I could've-
someone else get another sword. You know, yeah, it's
Patrick
not the
was-
same sword.
could've handed me
Exactly.
another
There's
one.
literally an ability called Call Squire, who'd come and replace those things at the end of the battle turn.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's something I glazed over. But yes, that's exactly what happened, and that's the person who would have brought Dame Fiona to the rear. Dame Fiona, what were you rolling against? Did you just crit something?
For Lord Robert! My homage, and I rolled a natural 1, which in this
Okay.
case
Nice.
is just a
Nice.
success, and that's great, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
So, +5 to my sword.
To your spear, or your
To my sword. My spear broke, right?
But
Yeah.
Could I have gotten a new spear?
Yeah, yeah. The
Because you were literally just talking about
I
it.
was,
Sorry,
just
my
a moment
brain
ago.
just moved on
You're thinking about
and
yogurt.
wasn't processing.
Yeah.
No, I was eating my yogurted popcorn. Yes, to my spear. So yeah, to the new spear that I now have.
Okay, excellent. And Sir Quigan.
Yeah,
Regular
I rolled a 2 under 18 for family.
Okay. Oh, your family. You think
Fervor
about
for his
ooh,
family. I
think
mean, he's
about
got the
Nice.
wife and
Think about-
baby.
Lady
Yeah.
Diana. Yeah.
And she's so loyal.
Yeah. Okay, everyone's pumped. Everyone's thumping. All right,
Heck
let's
yeah.
go first. Down from nerd 1 through nerd 4.
All right.
Dame Safina. This guy is
Scared.
rolling for an 8. Rolled a 14. Failure.
Come on.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, you both fail, which I'm pretty sure just nothing happened. You both look.
It was just like whiff.
Yeah.
My first day at battle too.
Neither suffers any damage.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Woof.
Next.
All right.
Next down. Caradoc. So Caradoc. This guy's also rolling for an 8. He rolled a 16. He failed. What?
I rolled a 19 under 20.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Not quite a crit, but
Amazing.
you're definitely higher than him. So you roll
Yeah.
your regular damage against this dude, which I think is 4d6.
Oh! 18.
Yeah.
18.
Oh my
baby.
god.
Minus his armor of 0 will definitely knock him to the ground, cause him a major wound. He goes unconscious.
That's
Get down, nerd.
Yeah.
Number 2.
We should have done this encounter first.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Sir Quegan was the Conroy leader. He saw
No,
an
it was a
opening.
good idea. I would have chosen the exact same thing.
It was the yogurted popcorn.
Was the yogurt popcorn?
Okay, so Caradoc, you killed your guy. Sir Quegan,
Sir Quiggin,
This guy's rolling for an
I
8.
feel nervous.
he succeeds with a 3.
No.
Roll
and
higher
I
than a 3.
Fumbled. Natural
What?
20. I
Wait,
can
hold on. What was
feel
your
it.
What was your title number? What was your target number?
17.
Oh, so just shy. All right, so
Feel it. I said I was nervous. I'm such a loser.
That's what I've always said about people who roll fumbles. I would hate to be one of them because they're such losers.
God, wouldn't that suck?
They're how
you're
They're
embarrassing.
such losers.
In front of your friends.
so you
Yeah, like
so
All these people?
you're going to, because he just got a regular success. You're going to take his normal damage, but not counting your protection from your sword or your shield. So whatever your armor is. And he's also he violently knocks the sword out of your hand, so the sword falls to the ground into the mud, right?
Ugh.
And here comes the damage from him. You ready?
Yeah.
5.
Sweet.
these guys are.
All right. So being right off the
Yeah.
armor, right off the hauberk.
The whole
And then, but yeah. Ah, no. I've lost my sword.
just call your
and
squire.
we'll have- We'll have to find a different way to fight.
And
Oh, no.
Dame Fiona, I think you're the
Yes.
last one on the list. This guy's looking for an 8.
Roll a 15.
Fails with an 11.
Nice.
I succeeded with a 3, so I'm glad
Nice.
he failed.
You
Nice.
succeed. Roll your damage for this guy.
Okay, so my spear has plus 2d6.
Yep, so
Honest,
it's 66.
listed here.
Yeah.
Great.
Come on. I wish I had rolled this against the stupid freaking bodyguard. 7, 8. Come on. 16, 17, 18, 19 points of damage.
Okay,
Nice.
that's higher than his knockdown, higher than his major wound. He's just fucking dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Tell that to
so-
your leader.
All right, the next round, more of these guys swarm in at you.
Oh.
So everybody who's not already fighting one will be fighting an additional one this round.
Oh,
No.
gosh.
Round 2.
I gotta fight 2 nerds.
So who? Was it
Shields off.
Caradoc and Fiona killed their people, right?
I killed mine.
All right.
We had to make up for last round against Lot's
Yeah.
bodyguard.
Had to kill someone.
Sir crits a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. They're coming in. By the way, these guys, if they were shooting you, we're looking for 18s. So I cannot impress upon you how great that battle roll was, where they didn't get any free shots with you. As you
Way
came.
to
yeah.
crit.
Oh,
It's
it would have
an
been
important
12
time
people
job.
rolling. I would
I
have rolling
mean,
12 d20 looking for
To
18.
roll a 6 and have that be like the game changer is so fun.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
so funny.
That's
All
so
right.
cute. But it speaks to the importance of like closing in on ranged combatants. And if you manage to do it, it's like
Yeah,
it's
because
game
they're
over.
not armored. They literally don't have any armor on them. Not unlike Heinrich the Archer, whose face was collapsed by a mace a moment ago, because Fiona failed at what you wanted.
I push away everyone I love.
Do you know? Here's a little. I'm just gonna let everybody
crush
in.
the skull of everyone I
just
love.
a quick little like
Break my heart.
a quick little like alternate dimensional. alternate dimensional door. In the last episode, the players had an opportunity to seek allies. They chose to seek allies from Nimue rather than going to Modron's Forest to seek allies from Lord Idwallan. If it brought allies from Lord Idwallan, it actually would have been Llewellyn, who was also here, and Llewellyn would have had his skull caved in that little offside thing.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Just saying, it's good. It's lucky.
That would have been dope.
Yeah. Anyway, but
I'm just trying to be lustful the way my character sheet says I'm supposed to be.
Well,
and they all end up kind of sucking.
All right, so
I'm
Dame
dying.
Safina, you are now fighting 2 of these guys. So you're going to be outnumbered, so you're at -5.
Come on.
All right, they're both only looking for 8s, though. So first guy fails on a 15. Second guy fails on a 13. So let's see what you're rolling for.
I have to succeed on a 5 or under.
Well, no, remember you're not impassioned, are you? Right.
I am not.
Okay.
You're impassioned for the last encounter.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
For the last one.
Okay.
So-
Oh, wait a minute. I think I screwed up.
Did you?
No.
Weren't we? Oh no, we don't get a +5 because they have spears. So
Correct, that's
I didn't
why.
get a
Yeah,
+5 from the horse.
So
Okay.
no plus anything. This is just
Correct.
straight. Yeah, I failed 12 over 10.
Okay, so once again, you're all just smacking swords,
Fumbling around.
fumbling around. Indeed. Okay.
It's tough to move around in these metal things
You know,
we're wearing, and
nobody
Cicada.
our
understands.
first encounter was really tough.
So Caradoc, same deal. You're also outnumbered, so you're at -5. The first guy hits you with a 4, and the second guy fails on a 12. So you've got one success on a 4 to try and beat.
14 under 15.
Oh, excellent! That's a
Wow.
great roll. All right, man. Which
Incredible.
one do you want to attack? I mean, they're both the same, but the original guy you were fighting, or the? Oh no, you killed
The one that
original
hit
guy. Okay, the one that hit
hit
you.
me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, roll your damage on him, please.
Okay. 15 points of damage.
15 is more than his knockdown, more than his major wound. He is down for the count. Sir Quegan, you're once again also fighting 2 people. You're at -5. The first guy attacks you. He fumbles. 20. First guy fumbles.
Ooh.
Second guy succeeds on a 2.
Yeah.
I
So I think I can't. I'm at a 2, right? Like
Okay, so what's your skill?
because I have to. So I have to pull out a spear
Why do you have to pull out a spear?
because my
'cause your
sword. I
sword
dropped
got
my
your
sword.
Oh, sure. So your spear.
And
yeah.
my spear skill is 7, so I have to -5.
But remember, you're also impassioned, right?
So does that
Yeah,
stick
but I thought
around
that was
because
just
we
for
did
a
that the
round.
last
No,
round?
no, that's for the
it's
battle turn. So the battle turn being this
okay.
whole encounter.
So you're
Yeah,
still at a 7 then.
Oh,
So
this battle encounter of multiple turns is
Correct.
covered by this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
But you
so
wouldn't
I,
have been able to get your sword back with the squire thing that we were talking about earlier?
No, that happens after battle, in between.
Right
battle
after
turns.
this battle.
After the-
turn,
oh,
basically.
Between
gotcha,
encounters.
okay.
The
So yeah, in the heat of the
Yeah.
moment, he'll grab his spear. This is going to be really hard.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Before
no.
you roll that, what's your brawling? Is your brawling worse than your spear?
No,
Puncher
it
guy?
is better. It is a 10.
What do you use
Punch
puncher
him in the
guys?
face.
Brawl.
Punch him in the face.
Puncher guys.
Punch
You
that
know,
guy.
reaching down with your horse,
Yeah.
like smashing,
Yeah,
smash the guy.
I'll
who
break his
fumbled.
glasses. Bam!
Yeah.
Punch him right in the
Gauntlet
face.
him.
What's funny now, you said
Shit.
brawling, you roll a 7 and it would have been a crit with your spear. So that's fine.
We shall see what happens here. I rolled a 7.
Yes.
Really?
No, he used a spear. Oh wait, he used the spear. He used it.
Damn it, Holland.
Did
Well,
I?
the
Oh, wait,
7
I'm sorry.
It still is a higher success.
Okay, so you
That
beat
matters.
the 2 and you beat the fumble. So who do you want to attack? I mean, it normally would make a difference because the fumbling guy. Well, it still will make a difference. If you do the damage to the fumble guy, you also break his spear. But you're also very likely to just kill any of these guys with your basic damage. as
Yeah,
it is.
I'll attack the fumble guy. I don't want to mess with anything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fumble guy.
All right, fumble guy. Damage.
Fumble guy.
Shove him in a locker.
Take his lunch
Give him a
money.
nudge.
Oh, that was good on the last one. 13.
13 is higher than his knockdown, so he's knocked to the ground, but not higher than his major wound. So he's still somewhat alive.
Yes, but his spear is broken.
His spear is broken, correct. Okay, Sir
As is his will to fight.
Dame Fiona.
I just added that part.
Yeah. Dame Fiona.
Me?
Yes? You.
All right.
Me, little old me.
Okay. Well, I have. Do I have 2?
You got 2 guys. Yeah.
All right. Just how I like it. No, I hate it. I wanted to bail on the joke just as it was happening.
I set you up for it too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm -5, but +5, so I'm still at a 10.
You looked so uncomfortable with your own joke.
I started to say it, and I was like, I hate it. But once you start, you have to finish the joke. But then you're like, I'm sorry. Come on. 2 under 10, so it's a success, but not very high success.
First guy, these guys are looking for 8s. First guy hits you with a 3.
Oh no! Oh, that's awful.
And the other guy fails on a 12. So this guy, you ready? He beats you. So you don't get your... So you actually will, get your armor from your shield, because no one fumbled or crit, finally.
Okay.
So you do get to add that. And the damage coming in is 5.
Plang, plang, and I'm like,
clang, plong.
not today. Not today. I already went down, and guess what? I'm back, and you can't stop me.
And you continue to slaughter these horrible javelineers, these horrible people. That is the end of that battle turn. That type of thing. You all gain 5 glory.
Nice.
5 glory.
This combat. Let's tell you what. Across the battlefield, an enemy druid walks unscathed, twirling his hands and rattling a bone staff in the air, laying curses upon the followers of King Aurther.
Bring him down!
Unnecessary.
Nimue, your ally, stands across from him. She holds her hands up, fingers bent in a gesture of magical rejection. She howls at the enemy druid like a beast, and he spits back. The 2 step closer and closer, conducting a cosmic battle that no other warrior can see. As the space between them closes, Nimue utters another guttural howl, and from her hand sprays a jet of powdery dirt that strikes the enemy in the eyes. And in the few moments he hesitates and rubs his face, Nimue closes the gap and drives a blade under his chin, through his head, and screams a prayer of praise as the tip of the third knife juts out from the other end of his skull, arterial blood spattering from his mouth across her stomach.
Girl boss.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
Slay
invited her.
queen.
Yeah, that was
I'm
awesome.
so glad she's here.
Yeah.
Everybody is. Cool. Everybody.
The Lady of the Lake. Strange women lying in ponds. Distributing swords.
So you find that you increase the Conroy's morale by an amount equal to the total knight value of all knights defeated, all enemies defeated. These guys are worth 1/8 of a knight for each one. You didn't kill 8, so you don't increase your morale at all.
Fair.
So it's okay. Conversely, for the last one, if you'd killed the bodyguards, you would have increased it by 1 for every bodyguard you killed. So close. All right, final battle turn.
Scary.
So wait, is this like arbitrary, or do you set out before this being like, this battle is going to be 3 battle turns? Is how long it's going to take?
So it's like the length of what you do.
Decide that ahead of time as part of the prep.
Yes, exactly. And when you play like a pre-written adventure, they will tell you like, oh, this is how many battle turns it should be. These are the battle cards that should come up and whatnot.
Should be part of it. That's cool.
Some of them there are like other. Like in Battle Turn 2, there is a unique opportunity that they can go for that won't come up again, that kind of thing. Like the capture the enemy banner is only available in Battle Turn 2, so you better hope that you pass your battle roll so you don't have to do the default encounter, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So what is the morale of the Conroy now?
7.
7. That's not great. You're
It's not been going.
You're almost certainly going to have to retire to the rear because the morale minimum now is 10.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So that means that you spend the last battle round retiring to the rear, which means everybody can you go back and
regroup.
Yeah.
you regroup.
We all
you don't get
need
any
to do
glory.
More cardio.
Drink water.
Returning to the rear of the battle turn immediately restores 1d6 points to the Conroy's morale.
Okay.
And you can also let surgeons and spouses and everything attend to you if they're there. We've done the first aid
I rolled
already.
6.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
The Conroy commander may opt to remain disengaged for as many battle turns as they like, regaining 1d6 points of morale for each battle turn that passes. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
So this final thing, however, so because you didn't do an encounter that round.
Yeah.
Across the field, the enemy has beheaded Lord Owen's standard bearer. The banner of King Aurther now belches black smoke as they set it to light. A foul omen.
Oh no.
As the battle rages on, however, Lord Owen, we all remember Lord Owen, has cornered the foul King Lot and his, bruised up, swordless bodyguards.
As we've said in the past, we've loosened the lid on that jar, I think, a little bit. Like, we hurt one of those bodyguards pretty good.
Exactly. Yeah, and
I broke his sword.
King Lot's horse has been slain, not by you and definitely not by Heinrich.
Heinrich.
And his bodyguards, are strewn across the battlefield before him. The Pretender King raises his blade, and it takes but 3 strikes for Lord Owen to knock the blade back and stick King Lot in the gap between his helmet and his chest plate. He gargles blood from beneath steel and falls to his knees as the rest of the army breaks and flees in his wake. While somber and with many wounded, the day still just clings to the followers of King Aurther.
Barely thanks to us.
And we now move to the aftermath. And despite the victory, the mood in Salisbury is somber. While Lord Owen has provided a full report, Lord Robert has called on each of you as his sworn knights to come to his hall and explain your part in the battle. The hall itself is still full of peasants sequestering. While some have returned to their homes, many are still too fearful to leave the safety of the stone walls. Lord Robert rises upon seeing you. "My knights!" he calls, and the hall falls to silence. His mother at his side, biting on her nails in anxiety. "What news?" Robert says. "What news from the field of battle?" So I'd like you all now to describe how each of you are in appearance. Consider how each of you are feeling. And each of you may share with King Robert something from the battle or something, maybe larger or philosophical, however your character might be feeling. It would make the most sense for Sir Quegan to speak first as the leader of the Conroy, but that doesn't have to happen. I'm just giving us some direction. But remember, it's not just Lord Robert and his mother and a couple of other nobles in the hall. It is also the peasantry who are looking on. It is you really are addressing the people.
King Lot is slain, my lord. His attempt at rebellion against the rightful King Aurther has been quashed. But we suffered much loss. And his eyes just sort of glaze over as he looks in the distance and just sort of taking in all of the horror, that he witnessed and how just gross and terrifying the whole thing was. And he says, There were many of them, and they fought bravely. They nearly slew some of us. But impassioned by our Lord Robert, we won the day. But I fear we will have to fight again. And so we must rest and recover, and prepare for the next battle.
Oh, that is somber. What of the rest of you have to say of your experiences? My mother wouldn't let me fight alongside Lord Owen today, and I feel that I've failed you as a leader. And I'm sorry for not leading from the fore as a true leader should. So
My lord, no. Please, no.
I just beg to know the stories of battle so that I may prepare the future.
And Quegan does not, I mean, he looks at this, boy and doesn't want to, tell him what it's really like. He just falls silent and kind of looks. He knows Caradoc has a way of making these things sound far better than they are. He just sort of his eyes turn over toward Caradoc, who's wounded.
Yeah. Messed up.
Just as an aside, Dame Safina and Sir Quegan unscathed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Untouched.
Could have been out there all day. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let everybody talk through their thing, and then I want to talk a little bit more about what he's feeling.
Yeah.
Sir Caradoc is muddied and bloodied, and he steps forth. He says, "My lords, I have composed a poem to honor you and your fair mother on this day."
She gushes.
Lot, pretender king, marched forth, fervent treason in his eyes. But at end of day, we slew him and a bunch of his other guys.
Would you like to make a compose roll?
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessary. I think that's
Crits!
a critical success.
Oh! That's great.
From your
Check the
lips
box.
to God's
Everybody
ears,
is
Joe.
moved to tears. Lord Robert's lady mother is you guys know what ugly crying is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm familiar.
Drunk in the bathtub crying? That
Yeah.
Drunk
she's
in the bathtub crying.
just
Too much Pinot Grigio.
Yeah. Too many rosés, too many Chardis. Do you guys have that? Do you have Chardonnay? Tastes like wood.
Yeah, we've started.
Yeah, we have.
I don't
Big
at the
shoddy
moment,
guy?
but
Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, that's what she's crying. Everyone else is very moved. Lord Robert is. Oh, yes. I too hope to one day experience an event so traumatic it moves me to create truly moving art.
Worthy endeavor.
What of the dames?
Well, my lord and lady, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And while some may see our fallen brothers and sisters in battle, it is our duty to serve and to die. We live by the sword and we die by the sword in honor of serving you. And so, while some have given their life, it is not seen as defeat. We may not have had the victory we had hoped for initially, but we have gained victory. And those who have fallen shall be honored.
Nods. I'm very, very moved. Do you make an orate roll?
Orate.
You got an orate?
all right.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. No, I rolled a 13 over an 11. Sorry.
You don't get to check the box, but it was still nothing bad happens. Everyone's very
Okay, cool.
really moved. And Dame Fiona's spear maiden, the slayer of giants. How is it you came to be wounded?
Nerds.
A bunch
One
of nerds
giant.
that jumped us.
It's quite different.
Twice in
from,
one day.
Would you rather fight one giant-sized human or 1,000 human-sized giants?
Human-sized giants.
I know which I would prefer.
They were fuchsia boars. Sorry.
Fiona's her red hair is sticking out from underneath,
Everyone's
how
I forgot about
neatly
that.
she keeps it tucked away, and she is pale. There are dark circles under her eyes. There's red stains from bleeding. I witnessed much today, and I experienced much. And what's important to note is some days we are strong, and some days we are less strong. But valor will win the day, even when we feel weak. If we act with valor in our hearts, we cannot but be victorious, and I think I am proof of that now. And I witnessed the old gods working in powerful ways, and And your God now, of course, too, bringing us all through. And I think it is important to remember, kind of
Your
looking
God
around
was
to
there
everyone.
too.
And yours also, and also the rest
Yes.
of you. That
True gods and false conspire to win us this day.
all of us, everyone even here in this hall, if all you did was gather your families and keep yourselves safe and follow those instructions, that helped. That was useful. We all won the day together because we all had our part to play. And Lord Robert, as much as you may want to be on the battlefield, what would we have done if you had fallen, as King Lot, an incredibly powerful man, did? Who would take care of us now? That is why it is important to have listened to your mother and have stayed here and fulfilled the role that we all have. And I've learned that today. We give ourselves wholeheartedly to the roles that we have. And that's what I did today, and I've come through it, somehow.
Yes, my lord. The young knight does speak true, my lord. Yes. What would we do without you?
Yes, thank you for your
I forgot about
kind
that
words, Brother Melian. Yes, so,
Brother Melian. I kind of like...
Lord Robert nods.
I look
and,
like I smelled something kind of bad just then.
Lord Robert nods and takes in what you've told him. He then stands and addresses the hall. The peasants look on to their lord. Today was a great victory, but as our boy King Aurther has been chosen by God, so I fear those in league with the devil will defy his divine right to rule. Our future is unclear, and we must look now, not just to our king, but to our lords and our ladies, but especially our knights, these paragons of virtue and valor. For what tomorrow brings may be different. We bid now adieu, Lord Robert and his cohort. Lord Robert. We bid now adieu, Lord Owen and his cohort, as they depart from our lands, and ask that they bring sturdy word to the King Aurther of what happened here today. So, I'd like to ask each of you as knights to take in this feeling. And I'd also like to ask you, one at a time, how you think you spend these coming weeks or even months with an uncertain future. I'm starting with Sir Caradoc.
I think he's going to spend he has to spend some time convalescing from his numerous wounds that he took. Once he feels like he's presentable, he's going to propose to Lord Robert's mother.
Whoa!
Oh!
What?
That will be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's seen enough of battle. Like, he's seen battle, and he's like, he thinks, because his whole thing is this, he wanted to be motivated to like have this great career as a knight, and he's seen kind of what that requires, and he's like, that's enough for me. Like, I'm going to surrender to my feelings of love for Lady Gwynhild, and propose to her.
All right. That will be very, very interesting indeed, if and when we get to explore that, based on the purchases of the Pen Cannon 2 code.
Come on! I'm counting on you guys out
Please,
there.
Deborah, please let me do this. Just let me do this.
Dame Safina, what about you? How is Dame Safina feeling, and how does she spend the coming weeks or months with an uncertain future?
Dame Safina definitely takes in the sort of victory as a result of the group's faith, and the not quite success that we'd hope we had. She takes that as her personal failure, and so she does like the whole, like, she needs to punish herself a little bit for that. And so I think she sees that she has this like long flowing blonde hair, and she sees that as her vanity, and so she like chops off her hair into a very stylish bob, but chops
Little
off
Joan
her hair.
of Arc bob.
Yeah,
Like Demi
chops
Moore
off
in
her hair.
A Few Good Men? Like,
Yeah, chops off her hair, a little
G.I. Jane?
Joan of Arc style. Maybe G.I. Not too much.
Not full G.I. Jane.
Not
Never
full
go
G.I. Jane. But lives a life of like a little more meager than means than she would. Like really just doesn't go into, doesn't allow herself any luxuries, and really increases her, I guess, training in the months to come, because she sees this as a warning of her that she should have done better.
and she should have.
Yeah.
Got high skills.
Yeah. Those freaking nerds.
Imagine there exists a world in which you guys killed King Lot. You know?
Yeah.
I know.
Could have been us.
Double fumble. Wow. Dice. And we said right at the top of episode 1 of this series, we're not fudging rolls in this game. So
We would have, hundreds of years from now, we would have had Professor Dorsey Armstrong of Purdue saying our names.
yeah.
Imagine the
In the great
glory.
courses.
Sir Quegan, how are you feeling, and how do you spend the coming weeks or months with an uncertain future?
With Lady Diana.
Well, I think, as a player, first of all, I just want to say that combat was so awesome and really cooler maybe than anything I've ever done in terms of mass combat gameplay, because I think it really captures, in a way, like it's so fascinating how well it captures the idea of the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like
There's like that mass thing happening, but also zoomed in on like the individuals.
Right, so like you're not
slice of
literally
it.
going
It's
moment
really
by moment, because you kind of can't. It would always, like with all the die rolls,
take
it
so
would
long.
inevitably mathematically lead to failure.
And
right?
the uncertainty too.
Yeah.
Like, you never just have, it's never just in the bag, you know?
But you also
And
get
you're sort
a
of at the
sense-
mercy of like what the events that as they unfold, like in the battle, to see like, what
Exactly.
you
It
can
makes
do.
things really interesting.
And you realize that as much as you want to be the hero, like through the die rolls, you can just as easily not only be a failure, but also be like kind of not consequential, not very consequential. And that seems so realistic, right? There's so many people on the battlefield. Doesn't mean that the focus is always on you and you do everything to win or to lose. It's like, it really felt to me like so real. Knights like this probably fight in several battles in their career, and that's because they're prudent, or they go to the back, or they, you know what I mean? It's not just about being cowardly. It's also about preservation for the family, preservation for what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you always see like there can be these huge, massive routs in history, like, and you'll look at it and it'll be like less than half of the enemy force died, but it was like a massive rout, and they lost. But all these people, like a lot of people, went home alive. You know what I mean? And then you have to like live with that. So I think the mechanics of this capture it really well. So I think that he feels threatened. I think he feels sort of somewhat incapable of Lord Robert even holding these lands, and how tenuous it all was, you know? And so I think he goes home. I think that he embraces Lady Diana and his son. I think that he, what was his son's name again?
You blessedly born
Jasper. Jasper.
There we go.
Jasper. He embraces Jasper, and he thinks, I have to do everything in my power to protect them and the land that we have. And that is, for him, I think it's going to start by tying off loose ends. So I think he spends the next couple of months with using intrigue to kill Brother Bellion.
I thought you were going to say, like,
To have him
assassinating Llewellyn. Like,
No. Oh, he's on the list. But if without Brother Melian, like at least there isn't that wild card out there where he could have his land stripped away very suddenly. Take out that cog, and at least he can protect that part of his family, and then we have to focus on the intrigue of Arthur's court and the court of other kings that are going to try to make a play. You know?
I also, I mean, clearly I'm biased, but I also really love that plan for your character's future stemmed from a roll within the winter phase. Like, you rolled to find out what was going to be tested, and then you happened to crit the deceitful, and then this happened, and that's like, I didn't plan for Brother Melian to exist. You're like, oh, I need to speak to a monk because I can't run. I'm like, okay, I guess there's a fucking guy. I'll look up a name. Yeah, cool. And now he's just a dude in the
He
setting.
becomes this pivotal cog, right? This like I said, a loose end.
Yeah.
That on a whim could like completely destroy
A liability
my life.
for your whole
right.
your
He's a
whole life.
liability, and so he's like, this is not knightly. This is not like honorable. But it has to happen if my son is to be more secured in, now that I know he's guaranteed to live to adulthood, which is nice.
Dame Fiona, I was going to ask you how your character felt about your uncertain future, but your future is very uncertain because you'll be spending time in the coming weeks, hopefully recovering from your injuries, which we would, of course, check in the winter phase. We're not going to do that now. So instead, I'll just remind you that as the one who brought the peasants to the hall, remember, that was your idea.
Yes.
It fell on Dame Fiona to also convince the ones who stayed behind to leave. And it takes you several hours. But finally, after midnight...
made them all feel safe.
after midnight, the hall is empty, and you're left alone, looking over the disarray of the tables, rags, and scattered items left behind by the fearful peasantry. The door slams.
Who's there?
You can't see anybody. There's no one at the front door.
And that is the door that slammed?
Yes.
I walk over to it.
There's no one there. It wasn't open before. It was closed.
What? Am I here alone? Hello?
You turn around.
Yes.
Snoopy Winkles is standing just a few feet away.
Winkles, you scared me.
His jester garb is brown and dirty. And he wears also a heavy travel cloak, because remember, he's part of Lord Owen's cohort.
Yes.
And he smiles crooked at you.
Hi. Hello, did you just come in the door?
He stares motionless and unblinking, though his crooked smile becomes wider.
I take a step backwards from him. He's freaking me out.
Hark! I see now the tale in the telling of the knights of Lord Robert. I see now their trials and tribulations. I see how with sword and with spear and with sorcery how they overcame the evils of this world. But I see not what became of them.
Yes, we don't know yet.
But, he exclaims, and he holds one finger raised as if in question. He steps closer to you.
Is Snoopy Winkles a prophet?
He steps closer still, and he somehow raises in height.
Are his methods supernatural?
His back is not bent. His legs are not crooked. Somehow he looms at least a head taller than you. Or are they mere parlor tricks to obscure his true identity?
I put my hand on my dagger.
He bows low and offers you an old, wizened hand. Dame Fiona Spearmaiden, it is a pleasure to meet you. You may call me Merlin. The archdruid stoops his head once more, and hanging from a string of leather about his neck, you see a stone carving in the shape of a very familiar symbol.
That.
Merlin's deep blue eyes look up at you. We have much to discuss. And that is Pendragon under an iron sky.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Here on the Glass Cannon Network.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Shitty the Bard.
Now you can go back
Oh
and
my
watch
God.
the first part of that episode where Fiona asks him to come in and entertain the children. It's even funnier than it was.
Oh man.
So this
Merlin
was
this
our
whole
last
time?
episode for this run. I'm not sure how everyone else is feeling. Maybe they're dying to get out of here. But I would love to keep playing this campaign. I love these characters. I love these people. If you would like to see more of this, don't forget to go to join the Naish.
jointhenaish.com.
Sign up, support the Glass Cannon Network so they keep doing what all these things that you want to see them do. And the biggest way if you want to support this particular show is go to chaosium.com and make a RuneQuest or Pendragon purchase using the code PENCANNON2 and getting 15% off. Because when Chaosium and my bosses see that you folks are clearly enjoying the show, makes a big difference to them deciding to do more of this, which I think I definitely would like to. Would everyone else like to do more of this?
Absolutely.
How can I say no after that? Clippy.
I mean, do you want to see Lord Caradoc's proposal?
Yes.
Do you want to see Brother Melian stabbed in the night? Come
Do you
on.
want to see Dame Safina's new bob?
Not to mention Violet.
Check out this fresh new haircut.
Amazing.
All right, well,
Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Wonderful
Thank you, Brian.
GM, and particularly, I think in this setting, you did such a wonderful job. And huge thank you to Skid for all of the detail.
Yes.
I have so many more. I've solved this stuff. We have to do another season. I have all these fucking fun
you got to talk
facts.
about Merlin now. Get the Merlin content.
I've got so many more. Please buy tons of merch.
It's going to be amazing.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, thank you for those kind words. I appreciate it. And thanks to everyone in the comments who say nice things about me being here. I do want to preemptively apologize for my pre-written bit about Heinrich earlier when I used collapse. The word collapse twice in the same sentence. That was my fault for not editing it. I felt really bad.
all the
I thought it was really
things
sloppy. Yeah.
Of that section, that was the most offensive to me personally.
Most
a mere apology hardly seems sufficient, but as we're almost out of time, what can you do?
Exactly. All right, but thanks everybody. And why not go back and rewatch the series from episode 1 on the same channel, same time, here on the Glass Cannon Network. Thanks everybody. Thanks to Noura, Ibrahim, Skidmar, what's everyone else's name?
Paula
Joe
Deming.
O'Brien and Paula Deming. Sorry, it is. I've been up since 6:30 for this. So
These things happen.
Thank you everybody. We'll see you soon. Hopefully.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.